Good day, everyone. Hello, my friends. Let me thank La Consolacion, headed by Sister Floline Katungal, for inviting me today. Let me take also this opportunity for me to be able to thank La Consolacion of Iriga for unleashing the true me and best in me over the years of my stay in this second home I call Laco. I am both employed and self-employed right now, working as a general manager and corporate officer of a corporation involved in the power generation and trading of electricity. And at the same time, I am a lawyer and an accountant in private practice in my own and managed law and accounting offices. My dear friends, I never planned to be an accountant. I never planned to be a lawyer either. I realized having all of these blessings in life that God is a wonderful author of my life. Whatever it's written in the stars and whatever is in store for me, that is God's hands working. I was just, shall I say, an ordinary student with ordinary concerns during my elementary and high school days. In Laco, we had charism. We Laco has a mission, vision, great teachers, great learnings, great students. Well, let me introduce myself. I'm only daughter of a retired soldier and a retired teacher. Only have one brother. I think as a child, I was a relaxed, easy-go-lucky, go with the flow, happy kid. I follow my parents, I follow my teachers, I listen, I do things as instructed, especially if this instruction is coming from my mother. I'm your usual ordinary student. I think as a child, I was I was engaged not only for the purpose of being on top of the class, but for the purpose of learning. I was engaged in learning. I just studied and I guess I just love to learn. I was not even aware that I was studying. I am your usual ordinary student. My room back in elementary and high school days was full of magazines, old and new, books uh, I had over time. I had this fondness of reading. I read every day and every night. In fact, I have the subscription of all the magazines and comics from Laco, Youngster, Home Life, Gospel Comics, etc. I would read the Free Press, the Liwayway, if you know that, the Reader's Digest, and also I read the comics being rented out in our street and nearby stores. I developed this culture of reading since it was easier to sleep, especially at night, if I read. What do I remember about Laco, my alma mater? In school, I would say I was interested in math and science, and and also in English. I was also interested in drafting and forestry. I am amazed how engineers would and architects would draw and prepare those nice plans. And so I enrolled in drafting class one time and forestry also as an elective subject in Laco. I did not love it did not love me back. I was really bad in drawing. I would say I had a hard time drawing. Even now I'm still in awe how these professionals are able to do that since I draw so badly. I can imagine. I even have the fondness of painting. I like paintings. I know what is beautiful, but I can't really draw. I can't really paint and draw. We were also taught how to save in La Consolacion through the school run cooperative. One time, I became the class treasurer. I learned about posting entries in ledgers, recorded deposits and withdrawals in passbooks. during elementary years. I also remember with fondness all of my teachers from elementary to high school. I don't know, and I'm not aware if I was good, but I was just a compliant student. I would answer every assignment and every examination question. During interims, I would play Scrabble since I was not good at all in outdoor sports that time. I and my partner player, now a prosecutor Antoinette Periña Banse, whom I had some of whom I and some of my classmates, um, we are indebted to her giving us pad papers during elementary years for some days of a week, since we were so tamad in bringing out our papers, and we would say we forgot it at home, with naughty gigglings between conversations. We'd always win Scrabble games and end up as champions. Pero ngayon wala nang practice. During elementary years, I would seriously pay attention to two important things. Me being a student and me being a member of the Rondalia group, since I played the bandoria for the St. Anthony of Padua Parish. As a student, hindi ako ma-absent, excited sa recess. We buy our favorite hamburgers and nachos if our baon would allow it. Naughty and talkative for so many times, at times scolded by my teachers and the sisters also of Laco. I would remember with fondness Sister Ursula, our all-time favorite nun in Laco. She was intense and feisty, a disciplinarian, but I know that she loved us students. One time, a classmate of mine who became a soldier slept during Sister Ursula's class hanggang tumutulo na ang laway niya sa sahig. Binilugan pa ng mga kaklase ko para makita ng kaklase ko paggising niya. Sabi na ni Sister Ursula, wag namin gisingin at kawawa naman. We thought she would turn mad because of that. My classmates that time was very tired, were very tired, and sleepy then because we just came back from an overnight retreat. My, um, well, for me being a member of the Rondalia, I always thought that I had this big obligation to play Banduria in the parish of St. Anthony of Padua, rain or shine, when I am scheduled to do so with Kuya Ed Contreras as our music director. I did this from grade 3 to high school. I was told that as a kid, I was overheard by my parents singing loudly a song out of tune. And thereafter, they enrolled me in a music class where I met students in both public and private schools and these students became my lifetime friends. I was asked, or shall I say forced, to learn how to play banduria and guitar for the honest intention of my parents, maybe to make me learn to sing on point. Well, until now, I can still play those musical instruments, but I'm still out of tune. Gusto niyo subukan? I sing even if, it's still out of tune, even if my ears and my brain would know the correct notes. As a student, my greatest strength is being a compliant student, a compliant daughter at that. I follow rules, I listen intently. My favorite subject was math. If you learn math, kasi you will not study since its concept would be always the same because of the rules in solving problems. Okay, actually, I was never good in drawing, as I've said that, but I still tried, but the subject did not love me back. What makes me unique? Well, I do not know if I'm unique. I do not know. I shall say because of Rondalia, I eventually joined the youth group. From time to time during my younger days, we would help in conducting the youth encounter sessions. We also had the chance to host an archdiocesan comping of altar servers. I have until now friends who are priests. We became friends back when they were altar servers or rondalia members or choir members. I knew them during my younger years. I knew them during youth activities and other church-related activities. And so I remember also conceptualizing and writing parish papers then, almost like a school paper. Palagi akong nautusan ng pare. Pare namin, at 20 years old noon ako, I was asked to assist in preparing the souvenir program, hosting a program, drafting letters, resolutions, whatever I can do. Um, I must say also that I handle stress and pressure quite well. I must say my love for math and English helped me a lot in how I handle stress and pressure. In Lako, my dear friends, math was fun. My my teachers were great. You were Ma'am Sapi, you were trained to think on your feet. I remember Ma'am Sapi ko, Ma'am Tale, Ma'am Sabalya. Um, you were trained to think on your feet given the math problems, no matter what, at a limited time. In Laco, we were also asked to answer SRAs, wherein apart from reading articles and stories, you are asked to answer different questions based on different color levels. I think you cannot reach a certain level if you haven't answered the questions correctly at the limited time. I think my foundation, my dear friends, in Laco was good. It was good in training me in so far as handling pressure and stress is concerned. I must say I can think more clearly when I am in pressure. What motivates me? The rewards that if you do good, well, God will be good to you. Life will be great then. I am always aware that I'm fortunate and lucky as a kid. I had a complete family. I eat complete meals. Every day, my parents had jobs. I have attended a private school, a Catholic school at that. Not all children are lucky enough to have a life I had lived. I want my children also and my children's descendants to have good and fulfilled life like me. Those matters motivate me, my friends. Why did I take up accountancy or why did I take up law? Well, when I was in high school, after receiving the result of my NSAT, which until now, ay hindi ko alam kung binobola ako ng guidance counselor ko, but I can hardly believe having scored 99.9 in mathematics. I was told by our guidance counselor that I will do well in college if I take up um, work related or course related to words and numbers, some kind of clerical and office related courses. I passed, my dear friends, the UP entrance exam with industrial pharmacy as available course for me, but unfortunately or fortunately, my father did not permit me to enroll in UP. Being an only daughter, was permitted to take up college course in a school of their choice. Ayan. I ended up enrolling in a Catholic school for girls in Naga after taking up with a heavy heart its entrance exam, although qualifying as an entrance scholar, luckily, for any course I would want to enroll in. By chance, I enrolled in the Bachelor of Science in Accountancy for the simple reason that the line for that course was the shortest, apart from the fact that I'm not interested in the medical courses offered there at all. The truth of the matter, my dear friends, is I never planned to be an accountant. I just found myself one day enjoying and loving the course given the lineup of my professors I had in college, including the now duly elected Vice President of the Philippines who taught me economics and results subject in particular. Well, some of my professors back then are now judges, and some are now retired judges who became my lifetime family friends also. I did not plan to be a lawyer also. I simply enrolled for the lack of better thing to do, especially when the work I was handling then was very easy and simple for me. I was, by the way, married with two kids already when I took up law. I ended up, my friends, being a CPA lawyer. So I admire, who are the people I admire most? I admire religious people in particular, the nuns and priests and teachers, some fellow lawyers and accountants, people who give up good life to serve the people. I also admire a handful of entrepreneurs, including Jack Ma. Jack Ma is the founder of Alibaba. In one of his interviews, he said, at 25 years old, you don't have to worry. Any mistake could have been an income or a wonderful revenue. He told the young people, my dear friends, before 20 years old, be a good student. It's like you. You have to be a good student. It's your obligation to learn and learn from the lessons in your school and life experiences. Before 30 years old, you have you must follow somebody or patronize someone. Go to a small company. Normally a big company is good because you can learn the process and you are part of a big machine. But when you go to a small company, you learn the passion. You learn the dreams. You learn how to do a lot of things at one time. So before 30 years old, it's not which company you go, it is which boss you are following, my dear friends. It's very important to have a good boss who will teach you a different way of looking at things. From 30 to 40 years old, you have to think very clearly. Are you working for yourself? Do you really want to, or do you really love your job? Or do you want to be the boss of your own company? When you're at 40 to 50 years old, you have to do all the things that you are good at. Don't try to drop it, to drop into a new area. You have to do all the things that you are good at. Don't try to drop into a new area. It may not be too late to be successful, but my friends, the rate of dying is also too big. So when you're 40 to 50 years old, think about how you can focus on things that are good or things that you are good at. But when you are 50 to 60 years old, rely more on the young people's work because young people could do better than you. So rely on them, invest on them, making sure that they're good. And so when you're over 60 or so, spend time for yourself. Spend time enjoying the sunshine of the beach, enjoy the cool air in your farm. Well, being young will allow you to make enough mistakes. My friends, don't worry for committing failures. You stand up. Every time you fall, you have to step up. Just enjoy the journey. Just enjoy the flow. Uh, at a young age, at 20, my friends, became I worked with the Commission on Audit. I trained before the Commission on Audit. I already had a chance to handle the books or audit the books of the different local government units of Camarines Sur, of Iriga, the different barangays. My first boss was Mrs. Oliva of Commission and Audit, and then later on, I was hired as a by Takenaka Corporation Philippine branch. This was the main contractor of the NAIA 3 project. So I became its junior accountant, and eventually, when I resigned, I was engaged as a consultant still of Takenaka for about a year or two. And then I was hired by the Department of Foreign Affairs. The the appointment or the position given to me was the Foreign Service Staff Officer, which was mainly tasked to become an accounts examiner, a consular assistant, and an auditor of the and finance officer also of the department. So, and also I became uh, an accredited mediator of the Supreme Court of the Philippines, a part-time professor. I also render legal aid for cases handled by the Integrated Bar of the Philippines for indigent litigants. I'm also working as an accredited compliance officer and trader of the Department of Energy, the Energy Regulatory Commission, and the Philippine Electricity Market Corporation. And I'm a trader also of the wholesale electricity spot market or the stock market of electricity. So these, my friends, are the huge responsibilities I have taken and I am handling still right now, apart from raising a daughter and a son, together with my husband, who is also a fellow alumnus of LACO. A huge part of me is engaged in managing a power plant and managing my law and accounting offices. Well, my friends, I'm so involved in solving and troubleshooting my company's concerns as well as fulfilling and its obligations to the society and the country. My hand is full answering clients' questions and concerns as a lawyer and as an accountant. One of the most difficult question I encounter every day is the question, attorney, where are you connected? As an accountant, I'm wearing so many hats. As a lawyer, I am doing a lot from small to big tasks. I am connected, my friends, with my passion. And my passion is trying to do whatever I could, making use of the God given gifts I have, doing what I could in my capacity to serve, and being true to my oath and duty as a family person, a parent, a daughter, a professional, a friend, and a child of God. And knowing that I am also capable of committing mistakes and I am well aware of my limitations. I don't know, but sometimes, my dear students and friends, I feel thrilled when people talk about their problems before me. I feel overjoyed when people trust me. It may appear to be that I may appear to be mad sometimes and wary when they share their troubles and problems to me. I almost feel what they feel. I think if I can help solve one of their problems, I have the opportunity to help and be true to my profession, my passion. And therefore, I feel empowered by helping others. It is indeed true when you empower others, you also empower yourself. So, my friends, life is always a choice. If you want to be successful, if you want to be happy, if you want to reach your dreams, do your obligation. Do whatever you could. As a student, my dear students, your main obligation now is to study and learn. Discover yourself. Discover yourself. Well, you are born. You are meant and born for a reason. One day you will discover that. And I hope you will have be able to find your passion and pursue it. It's between you and your God. Well, along the line, people might backstab you. But don't worry. It just you are in front of them. People might pull you down. Don't worry again. It just means that you are above them. Hindi ka naman mahihila kung nasa taas na dati yung humihila, di ba? Pag siniraan ka, pabayaan mo lang, pinapakilala lang nila yung sarili nila na maninira ng tao at hindi ikaw ang nasisira. When everybody is at the other side of the fence, baka naman kasi nasa mali kang lugar. Well, focus. Sabi nung kaibigan ko, baka nasa exit ka. Hindi. When everybody's at the other side of the fence, wala ka ng kakampi. Pero alam mong tamang ginagawa mo. Ginagawa mo, just focus. Learn to know and focus. And yet be flexible. Flexible. Pursue your vision. My friends, my dear students, your greatest asset is that you are young. You are young. You could commit mistakes along the line, but basta wag mo lang ulit-ulitin yung pagkakamali mo. Okay yun. Have an attitude also of being thankful. Possess gratitude and remain humble no matter what. Life is short. Also, do not be proud of your properties. Do not be proud of your gifts, but be proud of your hard work. Hard work, my friends. Proud. Well, okay naman yung maging proud ka sa yung properties, but it's more of mas maganda maging grateful ka na lang. Choose to work hard, choose to sweat, choose to learn and learn. And most of all, have a beginner's mind. I intentionally have and still now have a practice of having a beginner's mind. Why? Because if you're a beginner, you will not skip steps. You know that success takes time, hindi pwedeng shortcut. So have a beginner's mind, and that will enable you to be humble and persistent always. And so I hope with so much that I've said, I hope you will consider enrolling in La Consolacion, because La Consolacion, I said, has a charism, a mission, vision. We have great teachers and Laco. You will learn a lot, and are there were great students already produced by La Consolacion, great professionals, great men and women of God serving the people right now. Laco has the culture of making someone transform an ordinary life into an extraordinary one by guiding each and every student in discovering their gifts. Just like me, without too much pressure, enjoy mo lang, but full of love and caring. I live an ordinary life, my friends, but just like everyone else, I believe that based on experience, especially when you are educated by a good school, an ordinary person can live an extraordinary life depending on the choices that person makes every day. We live an ordinary life, but let us believe that our ordinary life could be an extraordinary one depending on the choices that we will make every day. So an extraordinary life is not given to us in silver platter. and does not happen by chance. It happens by making it happen. Remember, we are all gifted and we are all gifted to serve, and we are for God. And for that, I thank you and good day.